Hi, how are you doing this morning? I hope your week is starting off on a good foot. Um, I just finished doing my reality check. So check that video out. Um, the reality TV shows Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine. But we're not here to discuss that. We're here to talk about a a termite, a jigabug, uh, a beetle-looking face person named Anton Daniels. Now, I don't know Anton Daniels per se. I came across his channel. I don't know if I was on his show before either. I don't know if that's the dude that I spoke to that was like a stay-at-home dad creating content or something. I don't remember. He was like on Angry Man's platform, something like that, right? But hold on one second. Okay. So he was having a what do you call it? Like a debate with a gentleman by the name of I can't remember his name. I can only remember his. Let me see, because I put it in the description. So I did put the link of the videos that I watched in the description. So I don't own any of this content. I don't claim to own any of this content. I just wanted to do a little review on it. Let's see. Give me one second to figure out this one. Okay, so it's boys. There we go. Boys walks, right? So I was going through my channel or subscription, and I was watching the Poor Man's Podcast. Go check him out. Again, the link is in the description. And I saw Anton, he was doing a review on Anton, so I wanted to know his position on the video or whatnot. Let me check my sound too to make sure it's good. And, okay, so we're good. So the guy, I don't know his name, but the poor man, he was giving his perspective on the video, and I wasn't agreeing with this, so I immediately decided that I wanted to do a review on it. Okay. Um. So I guess Boyce was calling Anton out about disrespecting or saying that women are what was the word? Devalued once they get older. He's like, and then telling dudes to not get with women who have children. Also, now, um, I took a few notes, so I want to try to, go through my notes and make it flow through, but I know that I'm going to, my bad. I know that I'm going to kind of derail off of the conversation. I'm already let you know ahead of time. I'm not an Anton. I don't like Anton at all. I saw I saw a video of him and an associate of mine's named Tierney going at it, and he disrespected her, called her all types of ugly and calling her out her name. And what I saw in the video, not only did he disrespect her, but Tierney was calling him out, saying, "You're a married man, yet you're sleeping with another woman, this woman named Q." Now, I don't know this lady. Again, I don't even know Anne's. I don't watch his stuff. I'm not trying to watch his stuff because based off that information right there, and he didn't deny it. He said, "My wife is well aware of what I do. She's sitting right over there, right?" And he kept turning the camera towards his wife. And I'll get into that a bit later because I did take note from it. And I was like disgusted because I'm like, how could you be a woman married to a man? I get, marriage get boring. You want to excited. You want to, make your spouse happy or whatever. But I'm like, if he is doing what he wants to do, is she also allowed to do what she wants to do with other people, whether that be men or women? And is he okay with that? Because, and again, I'll get into it. Like I told you, I know I'm gonna be all over the place. So let's get into it, okay? So Anton and Boyce go at it about that. And Boyce is on a position that allow people to pick their partners based on, you know, who they are in life at that point. You know, um, don't sit up there and try to convince or put people down for choosing this type of person. You calling people simps because they want to get with women who have children and all this stuff. And he's like, no, 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 no. I won't allow it. I won't allow for these dudes to get with baby mamas. And I just want to keep in mind, guys, that Anton is being he's being very broad with these dudes, men, and all this stuff. So this brings me to my first bulletin. He says the statistics on men getting married before having children are, I think he said 70%, right? Now, I looked up the statistics, right? And I want to look it up again for you guys. Hopefully this doesn't mess up my I saw something from 2007. I saw something uh I don't remember the date though. So what kept running through my mind was Yamanika Sanders. If you guys don't know her, she's a comedian. Go check her out. She's usually on Godfrey's podcast. Godfrey, the comedian and actor. He's also a writer as well. But anyway, her Yamanika and Yamanika was on Godfrey's podcast, and they kept bringing up the statistics that men are in children's lives 70% of the time, and blah 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 blah. And Yamanika kept saying, like, y'all are always reading these statistics incorrectly. And it kept running through my mind when she said that. I was like, what? What you mean? And I remember asking a similar question. Let me look it up. Hold on, because I don't want to put the wrong one that I saw. But I remember asking a similar question. I think people fail to ask the question of how many people did they survey when they did this stat, right? How many people were possibly honest versus dishonest, right? So give me 1 second so I can pull it. Mm, I had looked it up while I was watching the the video because I was kind of getting irritated. I'm like, bro, uh, where is your statistics? Because you saying this doesn't hold any weight to me, right? Like, I need you to post your stats where you're getting this information from, because if not, it's coming out your behind to me, right? Okay, I found it. Let me see if I can look up my history on here. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully nothing stupid happens. Okay. Okay. So this is from ASPE. What date was it? 2007. Like I told you, I saw something from 2007. I'm gonna try to pull up something that's more current too, right? But what I read, what I took from this was, okay, how many people did they survey at this time, right? And so it says, what I was thrown back by was this. It says, rather it is descriptive cross section of American fathers ages 15 to 44 as of 2002, right? I was like, oh, so 15-year-olds is getting married, but moving on, right? It says, non-marital births may be to men who are not living with a parent, single, or to men who are currently living with someone in a domestic cohabitating relationship, cohabitating. Uh, Birth records as marital are those that occur while the man was legally married to the mother, right? Not before, and that's the other question. Oh, y'all, I'm gonna have to come back. Hold on. Oh my gosh, guys. so sorry. I'm so sorry. I love you guys on the cliff. Um, I had to do something really quick. I hope y'all wasn't overhearing my business. Nosy. So my video uploads or whatever, I'll just cut it down within that 15 minutes or whatever. So again, I do apologize. I appreciate you guys sticking in there with me. But let's go back to this, right? And again, I'm going to bring up a statistic that is current. And again, we have to be mindful of several things. How many people did they interview? Hold on, let me go get this child. She's gonna be crying. Ain't nobody here for you. Sit down somewhere. What? Didn't I say go sit down? Go sit down. Thank you. Okay, sorry. So we have to think of several things. We have to consider several things. How many people did they survey? Uh, were these people telling the truth? How old were these people? Um, and what time frame was this? Right? Again, I did my own research. This man provided no information. When I say this man, I mean Anton didn't provide any information. So we could care less what he's talking about. If you're not going to give us the proper information, your statement is futile. It doesn't even matter anymore. So, where was I? So, cohabitating. Um, and then I saw down here this research brief presents national estimates estimates of marital and unmarried fatherhood patterns for men 15 to 44 years of age in the United States in 2002, right? And it comes down here. The sample used in this research brief consists of 4,928 males 15 to 44 years of age. Now, I said, is that the whole United States of America? Because if I remember, if I recall, there are millions of men here. Now, I want to bring you guys back to, I want to bring to your attention again that Anton said something general. He said men, right? Men, making it very broad. And then at the end of the discussion, as far as the podcast, the Poor Man's Podcast, at the end of that uh, video, Anton gonna say we need to hold the community accountable. So he was being very general at the beginning and then became specific at the end, right? You can't have it both ways. But just to go into what he said, right? To to go ahead and consider what he's saying, right? So it does say most American fathers, 59.6%, have had children only while they were legally married to the mother, right? But then they break it down, right? Almost a quarter of fathers, 24.3%, have had both marital and unwed births, right? And that was another thing I wanted to consider. How many people had children before they got married? Again, got pregnant as well before they got married. We heard of shotgun weddings, right? And um, how many people were had children before marriage and then got married as well? And like I said, men, it's easy for men to get married. And I mean, women will take almost anything. Any woman of theirs. And then we have to consider the number, but we're gonna get into that. I'm not gonna let him derail me. This means that about 8 5 men, fathers, 83.9, have had at least one marital birth, right? The remaining 16.1 of them have had only unwed birth, right? The three groups of fathers appear distinct and subsequent tables in this. research will show that they differ on a wide range of circumstances. Now, here is where they break it down. There are distinct racial and ethnic, excuse me, ethnic differences in fatherhood patterns. I want to say that again. There are distinct racial and ethnic differences in fatherhood patterns, right? So this is where I felt like Anton was being disingenuous and he was trying to play with somebody's intelligence. And this is the person y'all listening to, right? It says most 71.6 non-Hispanic white fathers have had all of their births within marriage, compared to about half, 48.9, of Hispanic fathers and a quarter, 25.9% of Black fathers. Now, I'm gonna tell you this: I don't think the white community has any issue with uh, having a baby, after they get married. That ain't no issue in that community. It ain't even really an issue. It's definitely a practice. Probably not so much today, but it's definitely a practice in the Hispanic community to get wed before having children or before the baby comes, right? As far as religious belief. But the Black community, it says only 25% of these people, these men, are even getting married. So for him to sit up there and say, most men get married before having children, excuse me, that's because them people are taught better. But if you want to be specific, as what you said, we need to hold the community accountable. Then we need to hold these Black men accountable. They need to stop sitting up there having children. Oh, because what was said was it's the women's fault. It is the women's fault for having babies with these type of dudes. I'm like, first of all, and they gave the example of Future. Everybody ain't no Future, and ain't everybody, nobody, not everybody. Almost went hood on it. Not everybody is getting $10,000 in child support, and I don't even think Future is paying all that, right? With that being said, stop sitting up there scapegoating single parenthood or quote unquote picking bad on, oh, they getting government assistance and they getting child support. First of all, you can't have both, and I'm speaking to the poor man's podcast when I say this. You can't have both. That's one. And then two, you can't sit up there and you're not getting thousands of dollars in child support per head of a child. So stop making it seem like y'all men out here is balling. That what are these parents supposed to do when you don't want to even take the baby? Because I'm like, if it's really that serious, take the baby and let's see how much money you making in. You feel me? They don't want to do that. They just want you to take the full responsibility of the child that they also participated in creating. But what Mr. Podcast tried to say was, it's on you. It's fully on you. It is your fault for having a child by this type of dude when you've seen all the red flags. And it made me think after I watched the video, I'm like, but we have this man right here in this conversation. He gave the example of himself, Mr. Podcast, marrying his sweetheart, his high school sweetheart, or the woman he grew up with, and Anton married his high school sweetheart. And I said, yet and still, though, I don't know Mr. Podcast's personal life because, I haven't even really watched his videos like that. I just came back as of yesterday and start watching his videos because I wanted to support him. He helped me on my weight loss venture and all this stuff. That's besides the point. Now, what I did see, as I mentioned earlier, is Anton disclosed that he is married, yet he is sleeping with this woman, Q. And I said, "Oh no, you are being unfaithful to this woman, and then you want to sit up here and give advice to somebody." I said, "No, you can't give me no advice. It's no way that you can give me any advice. Um, thank you. So and the fact that you guys are taking advice from this man after he even admitted that he's not even loyal to the woman that he grew up with. Um, and even if it's okay, if she's okay with that, it doesn't mean anything. That tells me what type of man he is, what kind of standards he holds for himself. Like that's low value type of energy. And if you want to sit there and say it's wrong for Future because he didn't marry Sierra, but it was still okay for him to have 8 children or sleep around with women, like it just don't add up to me. It should not be acceptable at all. We should have the value of loyalty and honesty. Like I don't want no person that's sleeping around. Okay. And just real quick, because I don't know if I wrote it down. Somebody said it's the difference between men and women. I said, oh, the bull crap. Women have the same sexual drive, same sexual needs as a man. Okay. Some probably not that all that into it like that. But it's already been discussed that women has more access to sex than men. So to say that 30% of men are still virgins by the time that they're 30 or whatever the statistics was, and again, not knowing the numbers or any information we got this information from. Of course, women have more access to sex because y'all niggas is easy. Okay, I can get pinged by holding my thumb out. Okay, and I've said this before. But as far as the men, of course, women are not sleeping around with Anton when he was younger, when he didn't even have money like that. And that's why he keeps showing his watch. That should be getting on my nerves. He just keeps showing his little ugly ass watch as if that's gonna pull somebody. No, nobody wants you. Remove that watch, remove the dollar sign, and you are Steve Urkel on his worst day. Even Steve Alfonso was fine at one point in his life, boo boo. You are not attractive. So I find it disingenuous for these men to be saying, well, it's on the woman when she had the baby. No, it's not. It's on both parties. If both parties participated in this sexual intercourse, it is on both of them that this child is born. But let's move on. I wanted to research another statistic, a more current statistic to show as far as men getting married before having children. If you don't get out of here, and we have to consider the fact that there are more women than there are men. So this number is not even leveled. Let's see. I think I saw something that was for 2020. Right, here we go. So this says 2019. Let me see. Um, mm, this is talking about women. Let me see. Mm, mm, mm. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm over here reading it, and it's just like the math ain't math, and boo. Hold on a second. Help me out, boo. Help me out. Where is that? It just ain't adding up to me. Well, I'll look this up. It just ain't adding up, but I'm gonna show y'all what I got. And maybe I'm not reading it right. I'm gonna try to remember to post my link where I'm getting my information from, so y'all could go back and read it for yourselves. I may be misreading it. Okay, so let me share. I would have loved to see to see where he got his statistics from. Though I would have loved to share. Hmm. Okay, so this is from the National Library of Medicine. On October 14, 2018, it was published. So that's more recent than the one I had before, which was 2007. It was something that I wanted to bring in. Oh yeah, okay. Um, so overall, the percentage of all births of married mothers has steadily from 18% in 1980 to 28% in 1990 and 33% in 2000 to 40% in 2014, with elevated rates of non-married childbearing among Black women, 70%, and Hispanic women, 53% relative to non-Hispanic whites, 29, and Asians or Pacific Islanders women, 16%. Because a significant number of these women do eventually go on to marry either their child's father or another partner. There are more adults, particularly ethnic minorities, economically disadvantaged adults who already have a child when they marry for the first time. For example, recent data indicates that 57% of women, Black women, in first marriages and 20% of white women in first marriages had a premarital birth. Among men, 54% of Black men, 37% of Hispanics fathers, and 17% of white fathers entered their first marriage with one or more children. So I'm just not, I don't know. How do those numbers add up? If he said, didn't Anton say 70% of men get married before having children? But it says right here 54% already have children when they enter. The math, not mathing. So let's see. Hmm. Let's see if it breaks down exactly. So right here it says, moreover, given that few unmarried couples who have children together go on to marry, right? Those who do may represent a select group with the strongest relationship, suggesting that they may fare at least as well as newlywed couples who enter marriage without children. Together, these studies suggest that premarital parenthood is likely to be associated with poorer marital outcomes, though whether these patterns hold for couples with a shared biological child and if they are true in more recent years when premarital childbearing is more common is unclear. So, anywho, so I'll go ahead and try to post that these two uh links in my bio or description. But let's just move on, okay? Next time, I think Anton needs to go ahead and put some statistics or links where we can find these statistics he's giving out, right? I would love to do my own research into what he's discussing. But let's just move on. So then Anton says that women's value diminished as she gets older. So I guess what the poor man's podcast was saying is because what I took from it, because what he said was, as men get older, they make more money. Their financial peak, their financial income starts to peak, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, what does he mean about women? He would have to, because he didn't offer anything else. He didn't say anything about. He said, well, when men are trying to have children or family, um, they are more valuable as they get older and women diminish. So then the Poor Man's Podcast says, as far as being valuable to have children, I'm like, well, I know it's kind of anecdotal to say in my own experience. I have a sister who's 18 years younger than me. That means my mother would have been in her 40s when she had a child. There are plenty of children, mothers who have children in their late ages, right? Before time. There are many of young women who have a hard time having children. And I understand that it may, how can I say this? It may cause health issues on that child if you have a child after the age of 35, but that's not always the case, right? And we could go into that. That's a different conversation to do research on how many children are born with Down syndrome versus those who are born healthy by mothers who are are older than 35, right? Y'all do your own research. But to say that a woman's value diminishes based off the fact that quote unquote she can't have children, who's to say that? Who are you, man, to say that a woman can't have children after she becomes 35 or gets older? It doesn't make sense to me. And I don't agree with the podcast, the Poor Man's Podcast stance on that. What I heard was that she's devalued. Oh, I heard she's devalued uh, as far as financially. To me, that's what I heard. And I'm just like, it just don't add up. You can't say that you're more valuable as you get older, and I'm devalued. And as far as looks, we've been saying this for the last few years, probably 5, almost 10 years, that women in their 50s, women in their 50s and 40s are looking better than the women that's in their 20s and 30s. Um, y'all talk about how women don't even know how to wash their asses, all this shit. Y'all, excuse me, I wasn't trying to cuss. Y'all talk all this mess about young women. Now, to me, I think y'all just want a woman that y'all can take advantage of. Boyce called it out. He said, a woman who doesn't know herself versus a woman who's in her 40s or in her 50s who does know herself is totally different. And I don't think Anton had anything to combat that. And I totally agree with Boyce. Like, you want a woman that you could mold into something that you like. And I feel like if you had a woman who truly knew herself, you couldn't play those same games that you playing with the woman you with now. Okay, ain't no woman gonna who knows herself. Ain't no woman gonna sit up there and put up with that. Um. So Anton said he don't want no woman who is ran through. What did he say? Oh, I forgot what he said. He wants to. Oh, that a woman that's tainted. He don't want a woman that's tainted. I said, sir, and who said that women want a man who's ran through? Who said that? I I was arguing with somebody in the comments who said women want men that's experienced. Not experienced and ran through is two different things, right? Yet again, I know the counter is going to be how do you become experienced by having experiences, right? And I agree, but at the same time, if you have long-term relationships, long-standing relationships with people, you can experience with that person. You don't have to have multiple partners. I feel like don't know who gave this message to men saying that women like men who have a lot of women. Now, just like a man likes his woman to be attractive to other men, not slept with, right? I think the same goes for women. Women enjoy knowing that she has a man that is attractive to other women. Hello, but that doesn't mean I want my man to give the same, that he gives me. I don't want that. What's in that? I would be disgusted with him and myself. So, and then I found it humorous that Anton had the nerve to say he don't want a woman that's tainted, yet he's married, sleeping with this woman too. Like, I don't know this woman, but that's what the information was said. The lie that him and this woman, like, all are in this house together, sleeping together. I was disgusted, like I said. And I'm like, who are you to ask for something that you're not even giving? Right? You're not. You're tainted, and you're a disloyal person. You're not even uh practicing your marital vow. You're defiling your bed. You're a disgusting, pudgy old man. Let me see. So let's just get into it, right? I don't believe that Anton is providing information. He's not walking it like he's talking. Let's just say, okay. He's talking about what he wants and from a woman, but he ain't giving nothing. I'm pretty sure his D game is not that fire. Okay, he doesn't give attractive. The man is very unattractive to me, which is why he has to go for unvaluable women who don't know themselves, women with low self esteem. I saw a video of you like a year or two ago or something. She had some twist in her hair or something. She no makeup. She just a regular girl, light skin. And I guess when she got with him, she started putting on makeup instead of pushing her boobs up. But it was like for a woman to even accept second place tells me she doesn't know her worth. But then again, he's telling you that he doesn't want a woman that's tainted, yet he gets to sleep around with multiple women. He's telling you, and ain't no telling who this woman that he's sleeping with, that he's bringing into his marriage, how many partners she would have, right? We going off of people's words. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I just can't believe y'all taking advice from this 5'2", 100, no, I'm going to say 200 pounds, Papa Belly, man, like, just because he got a dollar sign to his name, I guess y'all could be bought. Money don't impress me, okay? A person's characteristics impress me, and his characteristics suck. Um, what was I gonna say? I think the discussion was also like you have to meet people where they're no, not meet people where they're at. You have to if there's always somebody out there for you, right? And I said exactly, just like what's his name? Anton has his wife, right? His wife is for him because I don't know a woman, me personally, that would accept her husband sleeping or bringing another woman into their household, into their bed to sleep around, right? Not only that, Anton can't get no Nicki Minaj. Anton can't get a female that even looks like Nicki Minaj. I saw another video today of this guy. I don't know who this guy is. I just saw a video of her today getting on Anton's head. Um, he couldn't even get with a woman like that. And she said, like, I don't want to be with you no more. I was kind of confused. Were they in a relationship? Um, and then maybe she was just taking advantage of him. I don't know. But you have some women out there who will take advantage of you to get a dollar in their bag. And I'm not saying that's six to God, goddess, but I'm just saying I don't think that Anton can bag and keep a woman that that uh that looks like six to God, Nicki Minaj, or anything of that stature, right? A woman like Q, yes. She's light skinned. She is attractive. But the thing is, what? She's fat. He's fat. His wife also fat. Not the bad. I don't even no. His wife is not bad, right? But there's somebody out there for everybody. He's fat, so he needs to go ahead and get his fat limit. Okay, he needs to stop playing with himself. Talking about some. No, no, it ain't. I don't think your wife is making millions like you're making millions off of the people that, like somebody said, he's selling packages or something like that, like uh some classes or something. Like, why is y'all listening to this man? Why is y'all making this man a millionaire? I just know in 5 to 10 years he gonna be like Tommy Sotomayor, Tommy Sotomayor, asking females to pay for his hotel fees and stuff. He can't get home. Help me, help me. Um, sorry said that. Um, and the reason why there's not there isn't everybody somebody out there for everybody is because there are more women than there are men. So yes, I agree with that point that everybody's not going to get somebody, right? As far as a woman. A man, yes, because he has multiple options. A woman, she's gonna either have to settle with being second place, like in his Anton situation, or being alone. Um, I think Anton is damaged. He said, Boy said, everybody needs to hold themselves accountable if they're going to be giving out information to other people. And Anton immediately took accountability or took that to mean that Boyce was talking about him. He's like, I already took accountability, and it was like, well, nobody's talking about you. We're talking about we're talking about people who is on the bandwagon of your talking points, talking about other women. Like you can't sit up there and be like, my baby mama ain't is she trying to take me to court and stuff like this. If you're not even trying to be in your child's life, if you're not even doing visitation hours, which will cut down child support in a fraction, um, if you picking up your baby to take them over to your mama house, like you gotta take some accountability. You decided to sleep with this woman, and then you, as soon as you don't like the woman no more, you don't want responsibility of the child. Those type of accountability, and then you sit up here, Anton sitting up here saying, "Oh well, I call out the dudes too." I don't think that you're calling out the dudes at the same level as the women. I feel like how somebody else said, you get into more arguments with women than you do with men. If I seen a balance of accountability on both sexes, I would shut up. I wouldn't have nothing to say. But every time I watch this dude, he's always talking about women, 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 women. And it's like you can't raise the whole goddamn community on your own. You have to call them out, like how it was brought out that what's his name? Oh, Kevin Samuels was calling out the men before the women, and I even saw from his videos. You gotta hold these dudes accountable. You can't sit up here and say it's all on the woman like this coward move. I feel like you're scared to get into these uncomfortable conversations with these men and really call them out for what they are. And I feel sorry for him. That's why he couldn't be my leader. He couldn't be my leader as far as um, I didn't like how Boyce allowed for Anton to overtalk him on his show. I didn't even know he was on his show. I thought um I thought it was like a third party trying to mediate between them. But yeah, it was like he was trying to tap dance through the whole conversation. He wasn't really taking accountability of what Boyce was trying to call him out for. I think on the other hand, Boyce was like, "You're right. I probably did say that I don't remember." I saw Boyce taking accountability for whatever Anton was saying. But on the other hand, he was just like, "Well, no, I mean that's not what it is." What I'm saying is a lot of explaining. Um, he sounds very childish. Very childish. When this is the end where he says, well, you started it. You started it, and then you act like you don't remember nothing, but you started everything. I was like, this is y'all leader? You started it. I said, hell no. If I was y'all, I would be embarrassed. Okay. Just go back to elementary, nigga. I'm gonna leave y'all on this one, right? I saw a few videos doing my background check on Anton where he's being called out on a few things, right? A few things where he talks about people and then he throws rocks and hides his hand. Where he said, like, I didn't appreciate how he was going at it with uh my associate attorney, and then they would pay off uh off the and he would just walk away. The girl Q on camera, and then every time he don't say, or he's still talking in the background. It was like real stupid. I feel like, oh, when he came back, he wanted to say something. He'll come back and talk over tyranny, and then he'd be like, "No, we don't need to be listening to bees like this," and then he'll mute her. So it was like, no, you cannot be a moderator and be kicked off the panel. You cannot do both of those things. He's like, this is my effing show. It's like, why are y'all paying this man if he's not going to play fair? You know, and he can't take criticism. Oh, you called me a cross-eyed Rick Ross. You're unattractive. Okay, sorry to say it, but you are very unattractive. I wouldn't fuck you with blindfolds on. Okay, I wouldn't pay you a quarter, a penny to even breathe. Okay, I'm gonna need you to go find a different community to corrupt. Because I don't appreciate you trying to corrupt my community. Like I said, next time you want to provide some statistics on a community or whatever, how about you provide your statistics and post them in your description box so people can reference what you're talking about. But as far as I see, as far as the black community, only 25% of these dudes is getting married before marriage. And again, I'll do some more research, and if I'm wrong, I'll put it in the comment that I'm wrong. But as far as I see, young men are not out here as far as black. The white people ain't got no problem getting married before children because they're raised to be like that. Hispanics, religious based, raised to be like that. But as far as black men, y'all being led astray. Y'all talking about some. Y'all need to build up your body count so you can get all the baddest. Like, boy, get out of my face. All right, well, y'all put in the comment what y'all think. Again, sorry for the pausing and the distraction. I appreciate you guys joining me. Can we please take this man Anton down? Like, he don't need to be. He needs to be like an Omarosa or a Candace Owens. Like, he doesn't provide. He does not benefit the community. He dismantles the community, and he's not even walking like he's talking. Okay, he ain't getting no females. Okay, and he married. Okay, don't listen to him. He's leading y'all astray. All right, like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.